Welcome back to 996 The Howl. And, a surprise for many across the NHL and even, fans of Toronto, but nationally televised game of Karel Vejmelka. But the funny thing is, even though this was an outstanding performance, this was not even his best game this season. He had a 46 save shutout against the Winnipeg Jets late November. I believe that's the record for the most saves in for a rookie in their first shutout. And then just like 8 days ago, he had a 46 save performance against the Winnipeg Jets, but they lost that game 2-1, 3-1 if you include the empty netter. But the Coyotes fans, we've been spoiled with some good goaltenders, and it looks like Vejmelka is starting to get back on his groove, in his rhythm. He had a bit of a couple shaky starts, at the end of the calendar year of 2021. But since the start of this calendar year, they've just rode Vejmelka. This is his fourth straight game. It started with Winnipeg. He had a win against Chicago, bit of a mishap against the Predators, but kept the team in it. And then another win against the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I'm liking how the Coyotes kicked off this year with a consistent starting goaltender. It was too much back and forth between Vejmelka and Wedgwood. Just pick your starter, make the goalie play consistently, and go from there. Because obviously Vejmelka is a starter, but the Coyotes were not treating him like one. Like I said, just rotating him in and out with Wedgwood, and Wedgwood is the waiver pickup. So, the free agent signing of the summer who play professional hockey in the Czech Republic. He is a starter and he's proving it, and hopefully the Coyotes could give him some more goal support as opposed to it seems like whenever Vejmelka wins, except for the Chicago game, the Coyotes do not score at all and just rely on the calm, solid, tall presence of Karel Vejmelka. So let's get into it. The Coyotes were facing one of the best teams in the league. They were even without their head coach. Not too many people mentioned that. I watched the Steve Dangle episode and the Hockey Guys review. None of them mentioned that the Coyotes were without their head coach Andre Tourigny due to COVID protocols. So defensive coach Phil Housley was holding the reins, and it seemed like the Coyotes defensemen really played for their head coach because their defensive coach was now acting as head coach. So he didn't want to make any mistakes, and just the Coyotes defense were just solid this game, and unexpectedly solid because 4 out of these 6 defensemen are Tucson Roadrunner players. You had Mayo, Moser, Soderstrom, and Kolya Chinook's first game as a Coyote. I literally just mentioned his name for the first time last week in my Tucson Roadrunner video. And when I saw this defensive pairing lineup, I was like, this is going to be awful. You have Gostisbehere as the NHL veteran defenseman. Strawman wasn't even in the lineup either due to COVID protocol again. And Labushkin was there too. But, the defense played their game. They didn't take any risks. They didn't make much mistakes. And they played pretty steady and solid, and good for them. Obviously, they were bailed out by Vejmelka a handful of times, who was just a brick wall in this game. It's great to see DeZingle getting back into the lineup. He missed 17 games this season, just battling injuries. He finally said this was his first game healthy this season, scoring 2 goals. Nick Schmaltz with a great primary assist. I mean, what a strange line of DeZingle, Galchenyuk, and Schmaltz listed as their fourth line. Those are all 3 players who have some offensive production still in them. They just need to be way more consistent and, awaken offensively as opposed to just playing boring hockey. Hopefully, DeZingle brings some extra firepower in the bottom 6 because, we're sorely missing that. And it's great that Eriksson has been scratched more often than not lately because we can't have any more anchors on this team of like Eriksson, O'Brien, Fisher, and Ladd. I still don't know why Ladd is on the top line with Keller and Boyd. It seems like he's bringing that, line down with his slowness. He's good at retrieving pucks and going into dirty areas and giving the puck to Keller and Boyd, but they need one more other winger there who could help them out offensively. Maybe promote Kraus, or I don't know. They just need another winger up there with Keller because it seems like Keller does it all himself, and he only can really pass it to Travis Boyd, or the head coach puts out calls to spare whenever Keller's on the ice because they got some chemistry. But yeah, getting into this game, completely outplayed, completely just playing reactive hockey. They weren't pushing the pace at all. They had two early penalties the Coyotes committed. They killed them off, and the Leafs had about 10 shots in both those power plays, and they quickly got a goal after killing those penalties, which is a nice habit. Good to see you kill off some penalties, get some momentum, and reward your goalie and your penalty kill unit with a goal. Going into the second, it looked like a power play the whole time for the Leafs. Matthews was just skating circles around the Coyotes. Matthews and Nylander had great games for the Leafs. I didn't really hear Tavares' name as much, or he didn't really make an impact. Bunting also had a great game. Obviously, he's coming back playing his former team where, his hockey career really propelled in Arizona State with the Tucson Roadrunners and the Arizona Coyotes. Coyotes got 6 shots in each of these three periods, 6-6-6. It's just meme magic. It's just a great performance by Vejmelka and getting his name out there. And what better way than on national TV and one of the biggest fan bases in the league with the Toronto Maple Leafs. It was a win. Now the Coyotes are officially not last place. If you're looking at the tank race, the Montreal Canadiens are last place. Coyotes are 1 point behind the Senators with 5 games in hand. So Ottawa's got to make up those 5 games, hopefully. Hopefully the NHL makes them play those games. And then the Cows are only 3 points behind Seattle, so it's tough when they win because you look at the draft lottery standings, you're like, they should probably be losing. This is a team where they shouldn't really be winning. They're built to lose, but these small victories are nice. And for Coyotes fans in the building, they got exactly what they wanted. They got a Coyotes win and a Matthews goal. So, a lot of Coyotes fans love Matthews. They want him in the desert when he's a free agent. And, Matthews is a product of this team. And if this team didn't really exist, I don't think Matthews would be playing hockey. He said it himself. So, it's a nice win. They got a back to back against the Avalanche Friday and Saturday. I guarantee you they'll get blown out in one or both of those games. There's something about the Leafs where they just on paper this should have been a blowout. Even not on paper, the game it should have been a blowout itself in reality. But they just can't do it for whatever reason, meme magic or what have you. But I guarantee the Avalanche are just gonna run over this team. This defensive pairing lineup the Coyotes have iced. They're not going to be able to handle the Avalanche and it's a back to back. I'm sure they want to give Vejmelka some rest after this outstanding performance. So you'll see Prosvetov in it this weekend because Wedgwood is on COVID protocol unless he gets out of it. But I doubt that. So it's going to be another tough game for Prosvetov. It seems like whenever he gets an NHL game, it's against Vegas, the Avalanche, or the Tampa Bay Lightning. So he can't catch a break. But hopefully the Coyotes just feel good about themselves and get on with it, and hopefully just get some healthy bodies back. But it's a great win. It's always fun to see a win. Their eighth win of this season, almost at the 10 mark, and we'll see what happens there. But that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.